racing with the world's most fabulous prizes. It's the new Prize is Right.
And now it's time for a retro edition of the Price is Right pricing game recap for a Doug Davidson Price is Right. This is the season premiere from Monday, September 12th, 1994. The pricing games played on that day were the following: Money Game, Race Game, and Magic Number. Our first contestant was Ugochi. She played Money Game for a Pontiac Grand Am SE Coupe that includes driver's side airbags, four-wheel anti-lock brakes, rear spoiler, and California emission. Middle number in the price of the car was 4. For her first choice, Ugochi went with 16. And behind that was a dollar sign. She next chose 14. And that had the front of the car behind it. For her next choice, she went with 47, and behind that was another dollar sign. She next chose 81, and behind that was another dollar sign. She was down to what would be her last chance. She went with 94. And behind number 94 was the back of the car. Actual retail price $14,494. She also won a total of $144 in cash for a grand prize total of $14,638. Our next contestant was Jeffrey. He played Race Game for these 4 prizes: a Sports Tutor Batting Machine, an Armoire, a Supervision handheld video game system with an assortment of games, and a 3-piece Andiamo Luggage set. When his 45 seconds began, Jeffrey placed the price of $548 on the luggage, the price of $1,294 on the Armoire, the price of $1,005 on the batting machine, and the price of $679 on the video game system. And when Jeffrey pulled the lever to see how many he had right, with 27 seconds left, he had 1 right. So Jeffrey decided to move the price of $1,005 to the video game system and the price of $679 to the batting machine. Those were his only changes. And when he pulled the lever to see how many he had right, with 13 seconds left, he had 2 right. So, with time winding down, Jeffrey moved the price of $548 to the batting machine and the price of $679 to the luggage as the horn, signaling the end, time was up, sounded. And when he pulled the lever to see how many he had right, he had only 1 right. So, what did he win? So, just to go over what happened, or what he had, Jeffrey had a price of $548 on the batting machine. The actual retail price was $679. He didn't win that. Jeffrey had a price of $1,294 on the Armoire. And the actual retail price of the Armoire was $1,294. He won the Armoire. Ironically, that was the only price he didn't change. Jeffrey had a price of $1,005 on the game system, and the actual retail price of that was $548. And Jeffrey had a price of $679 on the luggage, and the actual retail price of that was obviously $1,005. But he did win the Armoire, and that is a consolation win. Alright, our third and final contestant was Catherine. She played Magic Number for a Yamaha Razz Motorscooter and a Bodyguard Quantum Stairstepper. Catherine originally set the magic number to $1,460, but she changed it to $1,220. Wonder if that was a good move. First, what was the price of the Stairstepper? It was $1,695. She had a little wiggle room there. So the Motorscooter had to be less than $1,220 in order for her to win both prizes. And the price of the Motorscooter turned out to be $1,299. Should have left it the way you had it. Like we always say, always go with your gut. So, all three of our contestants moved on to the Showcase Showdown, which on this version of the show, they played a game in the Showcase Showdown that was called The Price Was Right. So, Ugochi, Jeffrey, and Catherine were all shown a commercial from 1957. It was for a Ford Country Sedan station wagon. The contestant who came as close to the original retail price as they could without going over would go on to the showcase. So in essence, this worked a little bit like Contestants Row on the daytime show. First, Ugochi bid $5,000. Jeffrey bid $3,500. And Catherine decided to bid $1. And the actual retail price of the Ford Country Sedan station wagon from 1957 turned out to be $2,556. Catherine moves on to the showcase. Alright, Catherine's showcase included these prizes. An Oki cellular phone, a trip to Aspen, Colorado, a Conway Sigma 3000 Spa, a Wurlitzer Grand Piano, and a Ford Mustang GT convertible. The showcase range, which never changed, was from $10,000 to $70,000. Prior to the showcase, Catherine randomly selected a $10,000 range. So Catherine froze the $10,000 range between about $38,500 and $48,500. Catherine said she originally intended to stop the range at about $4,500, $45,000 that is. So her original range was $35,000 to $45,000. Let's find out if she had won it that way, or if she was going to win it with this range. The actual retail price of her showcase turned out to be $47,734. Alright. So, Money Game was our only pricing game won in its entirety. Plus we gave away the Armoire and race game. MVPs go to Ugochi for winning her pricing game and Catherine for winning her showcase. And contestant recognition goes to Jeffrey for winning the Armoire and race game. Total winnings on this episode came out to $63,666. Promotional consideration for the Retro Price is Right pricing game recap is brought to you by Dum Dum's Original Pops. So, that's going to wrap this up. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I'm actually kind of making pricing game recap history by being the first person to recap a syndicated Price is Right. So that's kind of cool. If any of you have seen the new Price is Right with Doug Davidson, you will notice there were lots of changes. Far from the daytime show, which which kind of led to the demise of the show, such as the elimination of Contestants Row, the one-player showcase, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, only 80 episodes of this version exist, and I really wish there were more of these on YouTube, because it's a unique version of the show, and I actually like it. I actually like it quite a bit. And they also did use from what I can tell, a limited number of games from the daytime show. Like, I know they didn't play Barker's Bargain Bar. They did play Barker's Markers once, but they changed the name to Make Your Mark for that one playing. And stuff from this version of the show would eventually carry on over to the daytime show, albeit some of it wasn't right away. Such as, I do have some music here, if I can remember what it is. I think it's number 7 on my list. Well, that's one of them. Common piece of music you hear in like Easy as 1, 2, 3 or Most Expensive or any of those games. There we go, that's the one I was talking about. This is the Safecrackers music. The Safecrackers music originated from the 1994 music package. There's also a version out there without the saxophone that I also have. Let's see, another one, I'm kind of going on a rant here, is this. Common car cue for a car that isn't really heard very much these days. There are some other cues on here, like small prize cue. I didn't put everything on this CD I made, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So, thank you guys for watching. This is NeilRox87. I will see you next time.